Okay, now let's look at this question. You look at this function here, basically we have to split this part here from this part. So we change the square root to a power of half, and then we split the base. Okay, that means x plus 1 numerator half, and then at the denominator is x minus 1 to the power of half. Since this is the denominator for a product, using product rule, you have to make it both become the numerator. So the v, which is this one, x minus 1 to the power half, you have to bring it up to become a numerator. As a result, you change the sign, which is become minus half. Okay, now let's say this part here, the one that on the numerator is u, the one from the denominator is v. Okay, now let's use the substitution. Let's u be this and v be this one. So you differentiate du dx. Now you bring the half, put in front here. The base remain at x plus 1, and then half minus 1. What you get is half. Wait, there's a 1 missing here. Now, after you have minus 1, you differentiate the base x plus 1. But if you differentiate the base x plus 1, x, you get a coefficient 1. So there's a 1 here, but we will not multiply 1 lah, or it's unnecessary. Now, so what you end up with half x plus 1 bracket, which is the base, minus half, and then bring the base minus half to become the denominator. Okay, so after that you combine with the half here, so it's actually become 1 over 2 bracket x plus 1, which is the base, equal to half. When you bring it down, you change the sign back to become positive. So this is du dx. Now let's look at v. You do the same thing. Bring the minus half in front, okay, and then you minus 1 from the power, so become minus half. Originally is minus half. You minus again 1, it become minus 1.5. Okay, then you bring it down. This negative, bring it down, become the denominator, become 1.5. If you convert it, become 3 over 2 in proper fraction. Okay, then after that you combine both together, so you get a minus 1 over 2, the base x minus 1, and the power is 3 over 2. Okay, now after you got this, you go and use the product rule. Product rule, first you got a u, which is this, you put it here without any change, and then you substitute with the dv dx, you substitute from here, okay, which is minus 1 over 2 x minus 1 bracket 3 over 2. Similarly, using the product rule, you put a v here, which is this. Okay, the product rule here, this is v, you put right in front here, v, whole thing, same thing, this one and this one. Now after that, you're supposed to put the du dx. This is du dx. So you take this whole thing and substitute here. Okay, after you substitute, you have to do some simplification first. Okay, this is the numerator, you move it up here. This is the denominator, remain here. Remember there's a negative sign. Okay, now this one, v, have a negative, so you bring it down to make it positive. Then the next step is you're going to combine whatever that's necessary. Okay, this remain unchanged, but for this one you bring it down, you put them together, is 1 over 2, this one and this one. Okay, now after that, yeah, do that. Let's see this step here. Okay, now this 3 over 2, You see, before you combine these two, we have to take out the common factor, so that we will make whatever remaining term after taking out the common factor to be simpler before you combine them. So from here, we notice x minus 1, 3 over 2, x minus 1, half. So I split this 3 over 2 into half and 1. Why I do that? Because if I split that, I got this common term, x minus 1 to the power of half. This side also have x minus 1 to the power of half. So I can take it out as a common factor. Okay, before I combine the remaining term. There is another common factor which is 2. I also take it out. So what happened is, I take out this common factor which is 2 here and x minus 1 half. Okay, now, so if you take this out from this term here, what remains is x plus 1 half. Okay, then here if you take out the half, you have x minus 1. Okay, remember there's a negative sign which is not common between the two, so I have to keep the negative sign here. What happens if you take out 2x minus 1 half from this side? What remain will be x plus 1 half, which is this half remain here. Okay, now, so after you take out the common factor, you are ready to combine the two remaining term here. Since they don't have any common factor, the normal way of combining, if there's no common factor between the denominator, you just take this, multiply by this. So take this, multiply by this. But whatever you do in the denominator side, you must do it on the numerator side. So you take this, multiply by this. Okay. Similarly, the same thing. You have to multiply the denominator. So this one, the original, multiply by x minus 1. On the numerator side, you also multiply x minus 1. Okay. Now, so after that, both sides have the same. Both these fractions have the same denominator now. So I just write it one time. Okay, the x minus 1 I write here, x plus 1 half, x plus 1 half I write over here. Now it means we can combine the two fractions if they have the same denominator. Okay, now so x plus 1 half times x plus 1 half, actually you add a half, it become 1. That's why it becomes x plus 1, 1. Okay, so minus x plus 1, 1 is same as x plus 1 bracket. That's it. Okay, so what remains on this side is x minus 1. So this is power of 1. So we can actually don't need to write this. It's just x plus 1. So you multiply the negative into this bracket. So you got minus x minus 1. Okay, this one, you open up the bracket. Since it's plus, no change in the sign. So minus x plus x, you cancel off. What remains is minus 1 plus minus 1, give you a minus 2. Okay, so this square bracket, after the simplification, what you get is this one. Okay, now what you see is there's a common factor 2 and 2 here. You cancel off. Okay, so what remains is minus 1 in the numerator side. So what I do is I take the negative of the numerator, which is minus 1, and put it the minus in front here. Okay, now after you have combined, this is a combination of the square bracket. Now we are going to combine whatever the common factor earlier that we have with whatever remain. Okay, now you have x minus 1 half here. You got x minus 1, 1. The power here is 1. Okay, so if I combine them, I have 3 over 2. Okay, then x plus 1 half is here. So that's it. This will be the final answer. Hope that you understand. If still got problem, let me know. Thank you for viewing. See you then.